live. Looks like we're live. Oh God, quiet. Well, let me make sure that we're live. Yes, we are. Awesome. I wonder, docs. Where's chat? Chat. Is it still doing Twitch? I think it's still doing Twitch. Yes. I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is. Well, that's horrible. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Thank you for joining. All right. Who's all with us today? See, one thing about using this platform, it does not show a lot of things that I normally use in Rumble. Like I can't tell viewers, I can't tell. I have to watch chat through a YouTube tab. This is long day. I'll just put it that way. It was a long day yesterday. But what's up, everybody? Welcome in. That's why I'm going live today and missing out on movie night. So I figured I'd make up for it by going live today. And unfortunately, because we're doing it tonight instead of last night, Jack won't be with us tonight. So I appreciate it. I'm good. Everything's good. Just a long week at work. And yeah. Yeah. Played a lot of video games. And then Monday, concentrated on things I needed to get done, and yeah, was exhausted afterwards, so didn't have much time, or time got ahead of me. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. I don't know how many of us are watching or in the Discord, but somebody had mentioned in the Discord Trump's speech, I guess it is. I mean, that's, let's see, where is it? The Oval Office announcement. So I thought I'd play that and share it. Yeah, it was definitely a day to take a break. That's for sure. Let's see. How many pizzas are you guys going to doing in Chicago? I don't know. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 a day. So anywhere between 9 and 12. My guess is probably closer along the lines between 10 and 15. That'd be my guess. I don't know. Jack's got it all planned out. I'm just kind of along for the ride and give my opinions. Jack does do a lot of work. Like, I asked him if he wanted to join me tonight, and he said that he was doing work all day. Then he was editing some videos, and yeah, he was just going to be really exhausted afterwards. So that's part of the reason why he's not here with us tonight. He's just kind of taking it easy, relaxing, taking a break. Am I gonna take the L train? Honestly, I'm not sure. Um, I've never really traveled around. I mean, I've driven around Chicago, but it's always been in a car. I took my bike through Chicago for a little bit, but only because I wanted to see a couple different spots. Um, like what was it? I going through there. Um, I got Trump Tower. Um, I saw the Bean. I saw the fountain that's in Married with Children. I saw that. Um, I saw the house that they filmed Stir of Echoes in, or the exterior shots of it, um, of the house. I've seen that. Um, let's see. I saw the train station that's actually in Joliet, so it's not even in Chicago. But um, I saw the train station from that movie. Um, I know there's other places that are like there's a hospital or something like that that they did that's closed down, and they did some filming for some movie. I can't remember which one that I haven't seen yet. Jimmy, do you ever research a city before you visit it to plan? Not well. Yes and no. I have. Um, like what was it? Um, trying to think of places that like I didn't do it for New York. I kind of did for Boston when I went through Boston. Um, I searched out a couple places that I knew of. Um, then was it Covington, Georgia? Um, there was some filming that took place down there. Um, no, I don't visit women in other cities. I was actually just traveling, just to kind of get photo opportunities. Um, what else? I'm trying to think of other places. Um, I kind of knew California, so I shot a few places there that I knew of. Um, God, I remember doing research on different cities and different places, but um, really didn't know a whole lot about the cities themselves and what they're famous for, what movies have been there, and all that kind of stuff. So that was my kind of focus when I was traveling. Was just trying to get different photo shots or photo shoots of different locations that have been in different movies and TV shows. Um, no, I didn't have a date. Dry my eyes. You're funny. No, I didn't travel. I literally was exhausted. I'll just leave it at that. Um, no, Boston wasn't bad. I did go to Fenway Park. I got pictures of Fenway Park. I actually think I may have posted those. I'm not sure if I did or not. Um, photo opportunities of women. Yeah, yeah. No, actually, more of architecture. I like getting shots of different types of buildings and stuff like that, or different landmarks, different. Um, I don't know, good shots, landscapes. Yeah, I definitely would recommend visiting Boston. I wouldn't say move there. It's pretty crazy up there. Yeah, for the most part, I'm a kind of go with the flow. I just kind of travel around and I check places out, and then I'll when I'm there, I'll look things up of different or things or places that are in the town. Like I actually passed through and I didn't know. I passed through Sleepy Hollow, New York. Did not know. I guess it had a different name, but they, I guess, had a honorary title of Sleepy Hollow or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But they had old Dutch churches and stuff like that. The doorways were really short. Um, what else? Um, yeah, I traveled through there, and I wasn't expecting to see it, and I did. So it wasn't planned. I just kind of saw it along the way. Kind of like Metropolis, Illinois, right? I think it's Metropolis, Illinois. I found that out, or found that by chance. No, had nothing to do with booze, had nothing to do with substances, and had nothing to do with anything like that. It was probably more cleaning and video games. Yeah, Jack was pretty worried though. I got his text this morning and was kind of curious where I was at. Uh, he might see the bean and the architecture there. I actually got a picture of what is it? The Trade Center, or I don't know if it's called that, um, but the World Trade Building or something like that in Chicago. The street that they used, or they used the street right in front of the World Trade Building for Batman. I think it was God, what is it? Not Batman Begins, but the second one with Heath Ledger in it. I don't even think Superman's in the movie theaters anymore, John, because it's now available for streaming. Jimmy, I mentioned on F as in Frank, I missed, but you can see Brave browser. Yeah, I saw that. I saw your comment. I definitely have to get something like that because I get ads. I'm not even joking. It feels like every 2 to 3 minutes I'm getting an ad on my phone, and I watch. I mean, that's how I watch or consume my content is while I'm working. I have it playing as I'm doing my work. So every once in a while, like every 2 3 minutes, I got to pull the phone out of my pocket, skip the ad just so I can continue watching or listening. I would disagree about Chili's being woke. Chicago is used to come out at night like gremlins. Be careful, guys. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Especially in certain parts of town. There's actually, I saw a video of a gang of kids or young adults that had weapons, and um, it was during the middle of the day or broad daylight, and they had their weapons drawn with cars going by and stuff like that. And that took place in Chicago, so I was like, wow, crazy. Uh, did your roommate force you to clean? Well, no, my roommate didn't force me to clean. Just certain things I got to do. What the hell happened last night? Jack was. Yeah, I heard about that, John. This is a really interesting story. How far can Jack's wheelchair go until he runs out of electricity? Even though I despise Trump, I have to admit his building in Chicago. It is a very cool looking building. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, it's kind of funny. I was browsing through all the photos I took, and there's a lot of people that like stopped to take pictures of Trump Tower. Trump Tower. I bought a VHS of the new Superman to burn. You're funny. No man, trust me. A lot of theaters are still showing it. Really? I'm actually impressed. I didn't think they would. Naked Gun revival sequel with Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson is out today on digital. That didn't last long. God, that was what, 2-3 weeks ago that it finally came out? Has it, or has it been longer than that? Yeah, I'll have to check it out, Michael. Brave. Uh, uh, what's woke about Chili's? I think it's just the way they manage, I guess. Not necessarily like the menu or anything like that, but management itself. I know I've worked there. At least the one I worked at, it felt that way. Triple dipper. What is a triple dipper? Some kind of food? No, John, I did not. No, I did not. Chili's a little too ethnic for my taste. Also, Jimmy. Oh shit, jump. This works for Fire TV, Google TV, Android TV, but there's an app called SmartTube. That is a YouTube app with no ads, and sponsor block even works. Auto skips in video ads and filler. Really? That's cool. Jimmy was simply out expressing his art. Nope, I wasn't. Literally stayed at home and just kind of relaxed. Ads, I'd buy every product to support him. Appreciate it, Sumo. God. Alan, yeah, it's great. You can use to listen to music or talk content with the screen tune or turned off to without needing. That's awesome. Are you talking about SmartTube? Allows you to do that. Shut off the screen so you can listen to it without having to pay for YouTube Premium. That would be cool. That's typical release timeline now between theater and run on VOD. What's that? 90 days? I think that's what the typical time is between video or on screen and streaming. Applebee's not much better though, to be honest. I mean, the food kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Google. I'm not gonna Google triple dipper, Brandon. Not on, not live. I'll check it out later. What do you think about Crackle Barrel flip flopping? I honestly don't think it's gonna help. The problem isn't them changing their branding. I think the problem lies within the management or the CEO themselves. So I really don't think it's going to help. I thought it was stupid for them to do. All it did was show, like, it showed them their cards, basically. It showed everybody their cards. What their concept or what they, the way they view the world. So yeah, I think it's actually going to hurt them. I went to Chili's once, had a black waitress, walked right back out. No, thank you. It really has nothing to do with having a black waitress or whatnot. Honestly, it depends on where you go. A lot of them won't even serve certain people. It's that bad. How does Chili's stack against Denny's for cholesterol value? I would not know. I like to support them too, Sumo. Okay. Get your mind out. Oh wait, triple dipper. Okay, that I know what you're talking about. From Chili's. I know what you're talking about. Because you can pick between things if I remember correctly. Like potato skins, the quesadillas, I think, and a few other things. You can pick 3, if I remember correctly, right, Brandon? What's up, Chris? Welcome in, man. Yeah. Oh, you make your triple dipper order on live? I couldn't do it right now. I'm kind of here. As all God-loving Americans should do. What? Okay, now I see what you're talking about, Chris. I prefer Applebee's, but Chili's has better marks. Honestly, if you knew about Chili's margaritas, yeah, they're cheap on their margaritas. I'll just put it that way. I've seen them made. Michael, is the Smart Tube on the Play Store? Wait, D. Allen, you said, are there any plans to photograph Confederate monuments in Chicago? How many Confederate monuments do you know in Chicago? Last time I checked, they were a Union. There was no Confederacy in Chicago. And I think, don't they have a special on certain nights of the week for margaritas at Chili's? If I remember correctly, like $5 margaritas, something like that. I think I remember that. It's been a year or two since I've done that, but I think I remember that. And you don't even have to get the regular margarita. You can get like a strawberry margarita, or you can get other types of margaritas too, and they still count. Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you, Michael. Let's see. All right. Well, has anybody else watched this Oval Office announcement? Because I can play that for us, and we can kind of discuss what we think. Tipping is woke. Love how the him being on the screen only lasts for a couple seconds. You watched it thrice. I only watched it once, so you got me beat there. Well, I didn't even watch it. I kind of listened to it. Really? That's actually not a bad deal. $10.99 for 3 for me. You tip with a rip. You're funny. All right. Well, I'm going to play it. Everybody cool? Oh, wow. It's not even playing.
To know what are you doing? I also want to thank Senators Katie Britt, and I want to give my condolences. Your grandmother, your grandmother just passed away. She was 100. I also want to thank Senators Katie Britt, and I want to. She was very proud of you. Give my condolences. Very, very proud of you. So thank you, Katie. Just passed away. She must have been to produce you indirectly. I can tell you, she had to be. Tommy Tuberville, who's a great coach, and to produce you indirectly. I won't say anything about what happened with Alabama football. Tommy Tuberville, who's you're not used to that. You're not used to that. I won't say anything about Tommy Alabama football. Tommy Tuberville, but you're not used to that. You're not used to that. I won't say anything about Tommy Alabama football. Tommy Tuberville, but you're not used to that. You're not used to that. I won't say anything about Tommy Alabama football. Tommy Tuberville, but you're not used to that.
I think it's feeding right through my mic.
I won't say anything about Tommy Alabama football. Tommy Tuberville, but you're not.
All the little things you gotta do. I think it's feeding right down to my mic. Yeah. Well, oh well. All the little things you gotta do. So much that I think it's feeding right down to my mic. I'll have to do some more work on that. Yeah. Well, oh well. All the little things you gotta do. So much that I think it's feeding right down to my mic. I'll have to do some more work on that. Yeah. Well, oh well. All the little things you gotta do. So much that I guess we'll just sit here and chat. Whatever. I'll have to do some more work on that. Well, oh well. Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess we'll just sit here and chat. Yeah, whatever. I'll have to just need to turn this speaker off. No, I think it's honestly. I think it's on my end. I think it's whatever. I'll have to just feeding through my microphone. No, I think it's honestly. I think it's on my end. Yep. I think it's whatever. I'll have to just feeding through my microphone. No, I think it's honestly. I think it's on my end. Yep. I think it's whatever. I'll have to just feeding through my microphone. No, I think it's honestly. I think it's on my end. Yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna let you all join in on the phone, huh? No, I think it's honestly. I think it's on my end. I think it's. It's on my end. I'm gonna let you all join in on the phone, huh? It's on our. No, I think it's honestly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because as soon as I paused it, I could still hear it. Let you all join in on the phone, huh? It's on our. Can we do it again? That's what I thought. Because as soon as I paused it, I could still hear it. Let you all. Join in actually, I could. Can we do it again? That's what I thought. Because as soon as I paused it, I could still hear it. Let you all join in. Actually, I could. Can we do it again? Try that. That's what I thought. Because as soon as I paused it, I could still hear it. Let you all join in. Actually, I could. Can we do it again? Try that. That's what I thought. Because as soon as I paused it, I could still hear it. Let you all join in. Actually, I could. Can we do it again? Try that. That's what I thought. I could still hear it. Actually, let me see if this works. Can we do it again? Try this. I can still hear it.
So you're happy. Tommy's been a great senator, as you know, and fantastic guy all around. He was also a tremendous coach. House Armed Services Committee Chair Mike Rogers, thank you, fantastic guy all around. He was also a tremendous coach. Great, Mike. House Representatives Barry Moore, great friends, Robert Adderholt, Gary Palmer, and Dale Strong. Thank you very much, fellas. House Representatives Barry Moore, great friends, Robert Adderholt. We created, and I created, a thing called Space Force. So important. You know, we were losing the race in space. We created very badly to China and to Russia, and now we're far and away number one in space. The race and reestablish space com and to Russia with a mission to protect American space assets and detect any threat and reestablish space. We initially selected Huntsville for the space com headquarters, yet those plans were wrong. Any threat obstructed by the Biden administration. Selected Huntsville, and as you know, they moved to a different locale. And today we're moving forward with what we want to do and the place that we want to have this, and this will be there for hopefully hundreds of years. Today we're going to be with what we want to do. I will say I want to thank Colorado. The problem I have with Colorado, one of the big problems, they do mail-in voting. They went to all mail-in voting. I want to thank, so they have automatically crooked elections. And we can't have that. When the state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest. So they have automatic what that means. So they're playing a big factor also. In Huntsville, space com will play a key role in building the Golden Dome, as you know. It's going to be a big thing. Everybody wants to be in Huntsville, participant in it. Missile defense shield is going to be the Golden Dome. Having a Golden Dome, a big thing, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. Fine missile defense. By the way, Canada Gold, they want to be a part of it, and that'll be great. Canada wants very much to be included in that, and we're going to work something out with them, I hope. It will also ensure that our technological capabilities, which we're way ahead of anybody else, nobody close, remain unmatched, long in technological capabilities. I'd like to ask Secretary Hickson to say a few words. He was very much a part of it. And really, everybody behind me, every one of these people would call me and lobby me. I said, Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know, and really, everybody behind me, she said, that's right, people would call me and lobby me. And they got their way. Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I just just want to congratulate. These are really special people. They're politicians in many ways, but they're great patriots. I think even more so than politicians. So they fought very hard to get it, and it's an honor to give it to Huntsville. Pete, say a few words. More so than politicians. So they fought very hard to get it.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, right place, right time. In your first administration, thank you, Space Force. As you knew, we had to look at right domain space. You also reestablished space to ensure that priority was put in place. And as you knew, through the Air Force, independently identified, you also reestablished space ensure that for other reasons was put in place. Next administration under Biden, independently identified. During that time, the DoD ensures that other reasons, the government affairs office did their own assessment. And where did they say Spacecom could go? During that, Huntsville, Alabama. The DoD. So what you're doing generally, the President, is restoring it to precisely where it should be. Where did they say Spacecom could go? During Air Force, your leadership, so what you're doing give us strategic advantage precisely where that is Huntsville, Alabama. We are way ahead of Force. Your leadership will make sure we stay leaps and bounds ahead. That's the most important domain. Whoever controls here, way ahead of Force, the future of leadership will make sure we stay leaps and bounds ahead. That's the most important domain. Whoever controls here, way ahead of Force, the future of leadership will make sure we
Mr. President, we are grateful for your leadership on this and restoring Space Command to its rightful home in Huntsville, Alabama. This delegation has worked together, both chambers, both parties, to make sure that Huntsville was the place that Space Command called home. As was mentioned, obviously the Biden administration chose to make this sure that what we want to do is put the safety and command of Americans first. We want to make sure that our administration is put first, and we want to make sure that America continues to lead. And today, Mr. President, you've allowed that to happen. Our administration is put first, and we want to make sure that America continues to lead. And today, Mr.
This is a great day for our country, not just for our state of Alabama. We need the help. This is a great day for our country, not just for our state of Alabama. And as Secretary has said, we're not behind in race. We know where we're at, and we need the Secretary to expound on that. Now, this move will save the taxpayers. We know we're 80 million.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can. What if you can first up, let's talk about AirSave. This is what I want. You can get any combos you want for right minimally.
It's not going to cost.
Let's talk about AirSave. This is
$480 million. We have plans intact.
Right?
We'll be behind secure walls. That's going to cost Alabama. Register on our side. We have 40,000 people there. We have FBI there. We have missile defense there. We have NASA, Blue Origin, and on our side. 40,000 people there. It is the perfect place for space. I would tell you today, and I've spoken with the President for the last 3 or 4 years about this. If I thought it needed to go somewhere else because I understand the security of our country, and I'd be for that, President. But the best place for Space Command is Huntsville, Alabama. What we have and what it means, I'd be for the country, but it's going to be so important. So thank you, Mr. President. It's Huntsville, Alabama. We look forward to what we have building and what it means. Command and having the Donald, it's going to be so important. Command Center, Huntsville, Alabama. We look forward to what we building and what it means. Command and having the Donald.
Mr. President, thank you. I'll be very brief here. I lobbied the President hard to put it in Ohio. He said these people behind us, these Alabamans, are just too powerful and too persuasive here. And so it's in Alabama, but as Tommy said, this is exactly the right place. People behind us, these Alabamans, I think Americans ought to appreciate and ought to appreciate the fact that you can't win the battle in the future unless you control the skies. I think cyber security and communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle in the 21st century will be in space. It was a visionary move in the first administration for the President to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure the Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir. For the President to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure the Space Force is right where it should be.
Another promise made, another promise kept. You think about it, Redstone Arsenal is critical to national security. The President said, 45th President, let's do what's right for now. You think about it, and today it's critical to national security. It's not because of this or that, it's because it's right for national national security. You think of the 21 categories that were evaluated to determine what was best for national security, because it all indicated pointed back to Huntsville, Alabama, and Redstone Arsenal. We have the right people at the right place at the right time. Mr. President pointed back to people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama. We have the right people at the right place at the right time. Mr. President pointed back to people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama.
I want to say thank you, and thank you for doing this because it was the right thing to do. All the when they looked at all the numbers, Huntsville was the place to go, and like you say, it was unfortunately pulled out, but we made it right. So I want to just say thank you again for a grateful nation, and like you say about Alabama, we're very grateful. Thank you, we made it right. So I want to just say thank you again for a grateful nation, and like you say about Alabama, we're very grateful. Thank you,
whoever can hold the high ground held the advantage. Space is the ultimate high ground. Thank you, Mr. What we're doing throughout Space Command in Huntsville is absolutely critical to our maintaining the high ground held in that sphere. And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do. What we're doing to defend against anyone else. They try to critical to our maintaining the high ground held in that sphere. And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do.
Mr. President, and obviously national defense is a huge issue. And when you look at the scores, Alabama was #1, and for political reasons, it was moved out of our state. But, Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President, and obviously the warfighter and the safety of this nation. And you look at the big beautiful field that Golden Dome won, and built Huntsville, Alabama, and we're great state. But thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President, and obviously the warfighter and the safety of this nation. And the big beautiful field that Golden Dome won, very much built Huntsville, Alabama, and we're great state.
National security, and the President held a nationwide competition to determine where we have this command. If y'all will remember, at the end of that competition, where Alabama came in first, there was a lot of nationwide other states who did not play where he said, we'll do it over. If y'all new criteria to accommodate your concern. Alabama came in first in that second competition. Did not play. His Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, y'all new fair, and to accommodate your concern. It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a fair competition and it should be. So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and say he's going to his own right, put it where it says that's a fair competition and it should be. So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong and say you are his own right. Leave me alone now. You're not going to call me anymore and talk about this subject, right? You promise? They'll start something else. But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out. I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out carrying both a lot of drugs, you'll see that we and you'll be seeing that, and you'll be reading about that. Shot out just happened moments ago. About when you come out carrying both a lot of drugs. Great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and you'll be reading about that. Incredible, including moments what took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for a long time to come. Within a month they would have had it. What took place, what we did, Iran. But he gave us a little bit of a briefing, nuclear power, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from. Within a month they would have had it. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, but coming in for a long time, a little bit of a and we just these came out of Venezuela, and you'll see. And it's coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things, a lot of drugs pouring into our country, but coming in, we took it out, and you'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions? We took it out, and you'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions?
The strategic benefits by having Air Force Command headquarters in Huntsville.
Well, it just works because we have so much else there. And having a central, you could call it a central command, but it really is a command station. Also, even locationally, where it just works because we have so much when you think about flying distance central, you could call it a half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go. Also, even locations where it is, if you can say by having the best location. Think about flying. We went out, as you know, to experts, and we have these planes in 4 different groups. Even though experts, they all said this was the best location. I also love that we went out, and I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, and there's no game, so they're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it. I also everybody else. There's a lot of states, 5 states, they wanted it, but they wanted it more. I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather more. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville. We're honored. They really wanted to about the weather, guys. Peter, they only wanted to talk about
completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? Completely different, but about a big viral. There was 1.3 million user engagement that found out that you were dead. We didn't see that. You know, I have heard, but about a big viral. There was 1.3 million user
numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with news conferences. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong. I didn't do any for 2 days. There must be something wrong. No, I heard that. I get reports. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong. I didn't do any for 2 days. There must be something. No, I heard that. I get reports. For months. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody. Everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows, and also that lasted for a number of hour and a half long. I think everybody saw poignant truths. I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to shows with some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And I've been very active. They also knew I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. At the club. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just nearby on the Potomac. It's so fake. That's why. And the media is so little. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty. I knew they were saying, like, well, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, it's also sort of a longer weekend. I knew they were saying, I would say a lot of people know I was very active. How's he feeling? What's wrong? I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead. It's also sort of a longer weekend.
We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. I was very active. You're also defending national guard anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed? We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You said you're also defending national guard anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed? We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You said you're also defending national guard anywhere. Would you ever consider sending an armed? We know that this country has a huge problem.
See, I don't know what's going on, guys. You guys gotta let me know. Tell me.
You're also defending national guard.
Because to me it sounded fine. Because I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. See, I don't know what's going on, guys. You guys gotta let me know. So, because to me it sounded fine. Because I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. See, I don't know what's going on, guys. You guys gotta let me know. So, because to me it sounded fine. Because I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. See, I don't know what's going on, guys. You guys gotta let me know. So, because to me it sounded fine. Because I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. Speak to me, guys. What was going on? Were you all hearing a reverberation or feedback? Because I'm only hearing it. The audio was really bad. Speak to me, guys. What was going on? Were you all hearing a reverberation or feedback? It's something I'm gonna have to work on. Speak to me, guys. What was going on? Too quiet. You all hearing a reverb? Crank it up. Yeah, so his reverb or feedback. It's something I'm gonna have to work on. Speak to me, guys. It sounded good to you, Mike? Too quiet. You all hearing a reverb? Crank it up. Yeah, so his reverb or feedback. Paulin said something I'm gonna have to fine. Work on. I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. It sounded good to you, Mike? Too quiet. You all hearing a reverb? Crank it up. Yeah, so his reverb or feedback. Paulin said something I'm gonna have to fine. Work on. I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. It sounded good to you, Mike? Too quiet. You all hearing a reverb? Crank it up. Yeah, so his reverb or feedback. Paulin said something I'm gonna have to fine. Work on. I'm only hearing it through my earpiece. It sounded good to you, Mike? Quiet. You all hearing listening to our president. We just had a really fun time. Louder. Work on. It sounded good to you, Mike? Quiet. You all hearing listening to our president. We just had a really fun time. Louder. Work on. We should do this every stream. Okay. We just had a really fun time. Let me see. I think we're like 45 minutes in. Do this every stream. Okay. Tell me. We just had a really 45 minutes. I think We're like 45 minutes in. This every stream? Okay. Does they even tell me? Play the video some more? Yeah, 45 minutes. I think stream over the year goes to. Do this every stream? Okay. Does they even tell me? Play the video some more? Yeah, 45 minutes. I think stream over the year goes to. Do this every stream? Okay. Does they even tell me? Yeah, there's a couple more questions. Like, I know he's answering questions from media. Okay. Does they even tell me? Yeah, there's a couple more questions. Never do what? Like, I know he's answering feedback from media. Okay. Through their microphones. I don't even see CNN would never do what? Like, the sound is coming through my feedback from media. Okay. Through their microphones. Yeah, I don't even, the volume isn't even up on the sound is speakers through my feedback from media. Okay. Through their microphones. Yeah, I don't even, the volume isn't even up on the sound is speakers through my feedback. He does actually talk about that. Through their microphones. About the trash being tossed out, and I think he claims that it was just AI videos, because he does actually. He goes into how you can't even open those windows. Trash being tossed out, and I think he's super strong. Claims that it was just AI videos, because barred up and everything else. He does actually. He goes into how you can't even open those windows. Trash being tossed out, and I think he's super strong. Claims that it was just AI videos. Barred up and everything else. He does actually. He goes into how you can't even open those windows. Trash being tossed out, and I think he's super strong. Claims that it was just AI videos. Barred up and everything else. He does actually. He goes into how you can't even open those windows. Trash being tossed out, and I think he's super strong. Claims that it was just AI videos. Firsthand. Barred up and everything else. He does actually. He goes on the tape how you can't even open those windows. Trash being tossed out, and I think he's super strong. What are you talking about, John? Here firsthand. Yes, I installed Windows and that fixed my problem. Oh, you're funny. I like hearing from you, Jimmy, but what are you talking about, John? You're our president, say. Yes, I installed Windows and that fixed my problem. Oh, you're funny. I'll play it again if I just don't want from you, Jimmy, but the feedback. I don't want it to just sit there and keep my problem. Cycle. I'll play it again if I just don't want from you, Jimmy, feedback. The feedback. I don't want it to just sit there and keep my problem. Cycle. I'll play it again if I just don't want the feedback loop. Well, no, you're not gonna hear it right now. I want it to just sit there and keep my problem. Cycle. I'll play it again if I just don't.
National Guardsmen to every
No, you're not gonna
school.
hear it right now. I want it.
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about you can do things construction-wise. We also have, that's really a thousand. I think nobody knows more about construction than me. You can build, they talk doors, you can build things they call safety doors, where they lock on the outside, the inside, and every place else. Well, I think, but if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't get in. Then they're looking for keys all over the place. But if one of these lunatics happens to do spending billions and billions of dollars and actually making it safer in some way for some of these lunatics that we're dealing with. But I don't think so. I've thrown out the concept. We have great teachers that love our children. Parents love the children. Teachers love the children too. And if you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military that were distinguished and love our children, they're in the national guard, etc. And you let them carry. That's something that I don't like. I sort of like distinguished that have to be studied, but they're trained and they know about weapons. You can't do it with every teacher. Most teachers like now, but I always thought that would be they're trained, but it's just they know about weapons. We've had a lot of instances. Other countries have also different kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. But there's something going on. We've had something going on. It's a bad thing. Yes, different kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. There's something going on. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out. But we do have.
If there was some type of announcement of a meeting with President Putin and President Zelensky, and what would those consequences be?
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week they lost 7,000 between the two countries, 7,313 soldiers to be somewhat exact. I'm watching it very last week there were 7,000 between the two countries, and the Russian and the Ukrainian, but 313 soldiers. I want to see it end somewhat exact. I'm watching it very
going to send that
between the two countries, and the Russian and the Ukrainian. I didn't say when, but the end soldiers. Look, I want to see it end. Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say, we don't need help, we're safe. And the Russians, 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered. Chicago's very interesting. Murdered because they had 24 people hit by bullets. We're safe. And last week, 2 weeks ago, 7 people, 24 people hit, murdered, and 7 people died. And then 24 people. Over the last 2 days, that was the last, the crown jewel. 7 people, they had, I guess, 9 killed, and 9 or 10 killed, and 50 hit with bullets. And you have this governor that was get up, who's the terrible governor. Probably they had, I guess, 9 killed, and Gavin Newsom would be probably 50 hit, most naive. The naive. You have this governor that either they're naive or they're very untruthful. And he'll say, we don't want any protection, we don't need him. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including we can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think 20 people, they don't even come close to this. There's no place in Chicago.
Try this. Come on. Pause the video. Is it better? Did that help? You can't hear anything now. I'm hearing it on the phone. I've got the stream up. And it still sounds like... Oh, wait. Wow, the delay on this is like 20 seconds. Yeah, there's like a huge delay.
People out, hardcore criminals that will not be coming back anytime soon.
Here, we'll try this.
And we're very proud of it. You know, to have our nation's capital lose every week. You know, it was like years, many years, where every single week somebody was killed for many.
I can rewind it.
Many consecutive weeks. This went on for years. And then we had last week.
We're at 2:55.
Nobody was
We'll go back to 2:45.
And I made that announcement in front of a very distinguished about flying distances. If you can save a half, then when you leave the room, you'll see that we just over the last few minutes.
Oh
and
wait.
So it's in Alabama, but
there we go. Well, pause it till we. Well, no, shouldn't pause it.
Said this is exactly the right place for Space Force and Space Command. I think Americans ought to appreciate the fact that
does it
you
sound
can't
better?
win the battle of the future unless you control the skies. The cyber security, the communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle and the 21st century will be in space. So it was a visionary move in the first administration for the president to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure the Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Gentlemen, anybody want to say anything? Would you like to say?
Mr. President, another promise made, another promise kept. You think about it, Redstone Arsenal is critical to national security. The president said when you were the 45th president, let's do what's right for national security. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. It's not because of this or that. It's because it's right for national security. You think of the 21 categories that were evaluated to determine what was best for national security. All indicators pointed back to Huntsville, Alabama, and Redstone Arsenal.
Salvage it with a Jackbox
people
night.
At the right place at the right time. Mr. President, on behalf of the people of the 5th Congressional District and all of Alabama, thank you for keeping your word. Absolutely.
Let me just say, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. And thank you for doing this because it was the right thing to do. When they looked at all the numbers, Huntsville was the place to go, and like you say, it was unfortunately pulled out.
It is getting better.
You made it right. So I want to just say thank you again for a grateful nation, and to the state of Alabama, we're very grateful. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Throughout history, militaries has always understood that whoever could hold the high ground held the advantage. Space is the ultimate high ground. And what we're doing with moving the Space Command to Huntsville is absolutely critical to our maintaining dominance in that sphere. And it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do with the Golden Dome and missile defense to defend against anyone else who tries to enter that sphere. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. And obviously, national defense is a huge issue. And when you look at the scores, Alabama was #1. And for political reasons, it was moved out of our state. But, Mr. President, thank you for making priorities the defense and the warfighter and the safety of this nation. And in the big, beautiful bill, that Golden Dome will be built in Huntsville, Alabama, and we're grateful for that. Thank you. Mr. President, thank you for making priorities the defense and the warfighter and the safety of this
Listen, as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, I care very much about what's most important for our national security. And the president held a nationwide competition to determine where we should have this command. If y'all remember, at the end of that competition, where Alabama came in first, there was a lot of complaints.
Oh, here we go. That's much better.
Did not place well. He said, "We'll do it over with new criteria to accommodate your concerns." Alabama came in first in that second competition. The Secretary of the Air Force reviewed the results, said it was fair, and the president named Huntsville. It was the Biden administration that decided to make it political, even though his own Secretary of the Air Force said it was a fair competition and it should be in Huntsville.
Fixed it.
So I want you to know I appreciate this president standing up and being strong.
All right,
and saying
got it
he's going to make
fixed.
this right and put it where it rightfully belongs. That's Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you very much. So,
yeah, right.
Thank you all very much. You are going to leave me alone now. You're not going to call me anymore and talk about this.
We're getting the good stuff, John.
Bill.
Where he takes questions from the media.
But, I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that.
Wig. You can tell it's not a wig.
Reading about that. It just happened moments ago. And our
you still can't hear
great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who's been so incredible, including what took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for a long time to come.
John, wasn't it you that said to play this?
We didn't do what we did, but he gave us a little bit of a briefing, and you'll see. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and we just these came out of Venezuela. And coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we took it out, and you'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions, please? Yeah, please.
Senator Tuberville talked about the cost savings.
Actually, I don't think he replied to it. Like, I know he's replied to some of the questions that he's taken right now, or in this, but he didn't reply about the conference
we have
itself.
So much else there, and having
just kind of some of the stories that they're
central
bringing up in the
but
questions.
it really is a command station also even locationally where it is, and when you think about flying distances,
Yeah, so you did say
can
it.
save a half an hour as fast as some of these planes go and things go,
What?
and even the rockets go.
You put
if
subway
you can
surfers
save by
on?
having the best location. So
they should not
we
have
went out,
hired
as you know, to
a
experts,
Rastafarian sound
and
man.
we had 4 different groups of experts. They all said this was the best location. I also loved it from the standpoint, I know the people of Alabama, they are great people, work hard, and there's no games, and they're very proud of it. And I would say they fought harder for it than anybody else also. A lot of states, 5 states really wanted it, but they wanted it more. And I kid you not when I say that these people, they spoke to me a lot. That's all they wanted to talk about. They didn't want to talk about the weather. They only wanted to talk about moving to this location, moving to Alabama, Huntsville in particular. So we're honored to do it. They really wanted it badly, and they got it. Peter?
Something completely different.
He's the guy with the white
but
shoes.
About a big viral social
You saw
media
shoes,
trend
Debbie?
over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead?
There it
See
is.
that?
They're talking about him being
People
dead.
interviewed for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really?
You didn't see that?
You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very
It looks
well.
like he is, isn't it?
And then
Martin?
I didn't do any for 2 days.
I thought so
and they
too,
said,
because I've
there
heard
must be
people
something
talk
wrong
about
with
it.
him. Biden wouldn't
I can't
do it
tell
for
if
months.
it-
You wouldn't
'cause
see
some
him.
people just have
And
that
nobody
kind of
ever
look.
said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
Yeah,
No, I
he
heard
looked pretty
that.
good
I
for
get
being dead, right?
reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your
That's a good
competitors.
point, Sumo.
I
J.D.
did
Vance was
numerous,
first president in
shows,
over
and,
100 years.
Also did a
with
number of
facial hair.
truths, long truths. I
That
think
would be
pretty
crazy.
Poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went
Who
out
do
to
we have?
visit
We
some
had,
people at the club that I own.
Obviously him, Biden,
Pretty nearby on
Obama
the Potomac
didn't.
River. And no, I've
Reagan
been very
didn't.
active actually over the weekend. I didn't
Before
hear that
Reagan,
one.
we
That's
had,
pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news.
Carter,
You know, it's just
Carter
so,
didn't.
It's so
Before
fake.
Carter,
That's
we
why
had
the media has so little credibility.
God, what was his name?
I knew they were saying like, "Is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong?" I said,
I
"I just
picture his
left."
face. I just can't think
And
of his
it's
name.
also sort of a longer weekend. You know, it's Labor Day weekend, so I would say a lot of people. No, I was very active this Labor Day.
It's been a long
I had
time.
heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
We know that this country has a huge problem with school shootings. You've said that you're open to sending the National Guard pretty much anywhere. Would you ever consider sending
Look
an
it up.
armed National Guardsman to every school?
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about you can do things construction-wise, and that's really I think nobody knows more about construction
Yeah,
than me.
it looks
You
like
can build
there's
the
what,
construction
1,
doors.
2,
You can build what
3,
they call safety
4,
doors.
5
where they
presidents
lock
have
on
had
the
beard?
outside, the inside, and every place else. Well, but if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't get in. Then they're looking for keys all
Everybody
over
wants
the
to do
place.
Jack
It
Box,
takes them-
huh?
I mean, you know, a lot of disadvantages to doing, spending billions and billions of dollars and actually
How long
making
have
it
we been
safer
doing
in
this
some
thing?
way for some of these lunatics that we're dealing with. But
Now that they've got
I don't
everything
think
fixed,
so.
everybody wants
I've,
to get off.
I've
and
thrown out the
play
concept. We have
Jackbox
great
instead.
teachers that love our children. The parents love the children. Teachers love the
Yeah, it's
children.
been an
too.
hour.
And if you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military, that were distinguished in the military, that were in the National Guard, et cetera, and you let them carry.
Not
That's
everybody
something
wants
that
to,
a lot
though.
of people like. I sort of liked it. It have to be studied, but they're trained. They
Looks
know
like everybody's
about
leaving,
weapons. You can't do it with every teacher because most teachers don't know, and But I always thought that would be an alternative. But it just
Michael,
we've
have you
had,
joined us for Jackbox?
A lot of instances. Other countries have also. They have different kinds of problems than we have, but we do have. There's something going on.
I don't think I've seen you in there.
And it's a bad thing. Yes, please.
Have you spoken with President Putin in the past week? Have you spoken with President Putin in the
Yeah,
past
I don't want to. I have.
Debbie,
learned
why don't you
things
join us
that,
for
will be very
Jackbox?
interesting. I think in the next few days you'll find out.
I think you'd have fun doing that.
If there isn't some type of announcement of a meeting with President Putin and President
Yeah.
Zelensky,
Yeah, they will.
and what could those consequences
We're going to
be?
see what happens. We're going to see what they do and what happens. I'm watching it very closely. Last week they lost 7,000 between the two countries. 7,000.
I don't think
313
Jack's
soldiers to
gone.
be somewhat exact, for no reason whatsoever. And they're Russian and they're Ukrainian, but they're soldiers. I want to see it end. Yep.
Have you decided you're definitely going to send National Guard troops to Chicago?
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look, Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say about, we don't need help, we're safe, but 2 weeks ago they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Last week, as you know, it was 7 people, 24 people hit.
Debbie, so
and 7 people died.
You know how to use
over
the
last 2
PlayStation
days,
or the
it was
Google Play Store, right?
That was the crown jewel. They had, I guess, 9 killed, 9 or 10 killed.
Actually, I should
and
ask, do
50
you
hit
watch this
with
stream
bullets.
on your phone, or
And
do you
have
watch it
this
through
governor get up, he's a terrible
a computer
governor,
or something
probably
else?
He and Gavin Newsom would be probably the 2 worst and most naive. They're naive. Either they're naive or they're very untruthful.
We will, John.
And he'll say, we don't want any protection. We don't need. So in the last 3 weeks, he's lost almost 20 people killed. There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of.
Oh, you watch it on the phone? Okay. Do you have another way of watching
right now. Baltimore
a stream?
is a hellhole right now.
Like, can you watch it from a
Parts
smart
of
TV?
Los
Can you watch it
Angeles
from
are
a
terrible. If we
computer?
didn't put out the fires, and
Can
I
you
mean
watch it from
the other fires, the bullet fires? They didn't do a
I don't
good
know.
job with
Can't
it.
think of
They should
anything
have
else.
the water coming down, like I said. We had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to L.A.
What's that?
It's so bad
What
we
else,
run.
other
But if
things
we
can you
didn't
do,
get-
Michael?
If I didn't send the National Guard
Like
into Los Angeles, you
Fire
wouldn't-
stick or
I
something
would
like
be
that?
making
Can you
an
do that from
announcement
that?
today. I'd be
I've never
talking about
used one, so
Huntsville,
I couldn't tell you.
And I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles. If we didn't do that,
Yeah, you don't have to
and even the sheriff,
download
the
an app.
top law
but
enforcement person
I
in
do. I have the
Los
app
Angeles
for
said
Jackbox, so that's
we could
what
not
I
have
open.
handled it without them. So that's what he said.
Mind up on Chicago?
Who has flaming bullets?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing.
Okay,
I
there
have
you
an
go. The
obligation.
Fire Stick has a
When
Twitch app. There
we
you go.
lose- when
So you
20
can
people are killed over the
you can
last
get
2.5
Twitch on the
weeks,
Fire Stick. You can get
and
Twitch on. I believe you
75
can do it on
are
a smart
shot
TV as well.
with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C. District
I
of
do it from
Columbia,
a
right here where we
console,
are.
so
It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot.
Roku
Peter.
doesn't?
You're
Okay.
safe. Everyone likes you anyway. They probably wouldn't do it. But it's so dangerous. And there are people in this audience that you've suffered greatly. There are people in this audience that have been mugged and hurt badly, and they don't want to talk about
Okay.
it. Maybe
Yeah,
you
definitely,
were
Debbie.
very
It'd
brave
be cool to have
talking
you in
about
there.
it. You made quite an impression.
Michael,
on a
are
lot
you
of
going to
people.
join
I
us?
appreciate it. But there were other people in this room that have been hurt very badly just walking down the street in D.C. Washington, D.C. is a safe zone right now.
I mean, you know
It's
how
a
to
safe
do it.
City. The restaurants are open.
Because you're giving
They're
instructions on
booming.
how
You
to.
can't get a restaurant. New restaurants are announcing that they're going to be open. This took place in 12 days. Now it's 15 days, but 3 days ago it became what's known as a safe zone. It's a safe city. And this city was really bad. Really, really bad. We took 1,600 people out, hardcore criminals that will not
Okay.
be coming back
Well,
anytime soon.
definitely
And,
message me in Twitch.
We're very proud
Let me
of
know
it.
you're there, so then that way
to have our nation's capital
I can
at
announce
Luz
and whatnot.
every week. It was like years, many years, where every single week somebody was killed for many consecutive weeks. This went on for
As
years.
much as I love listening to him talk about what's going on and what he's doing, I'm going to pause that, and then I will cut the stream so that way we can go jump on that Jackbox. Because I have to go to a whole nother room to do that. As much as I love listening to him talk about what's going on and what he's doing, I'm going to pause that, and then... Yeah, John, so that's why I haven't started it. I literally have to go to another room to get it all started. Jackbox. Because I have to go to a whole nother room to do that. And we're doing 5, right? I'll just announce it right now, so I don't have to go through the Discord. I literally have to go to another room to get it all started. Make Jackbox great again. MJGA. And we're doing 5, right? I'll just announce it right now. Hey, throw likes up on this page. On this stream. MJGA. And comment. Yes, definitely throw comments up on the stream. I check my comments and I don't have any on very many videos. So y'all are lagging behind. And comment. Yes, definitely throw comments up on the stream. I am John. I check my comments and I don't have any on very many videos. All right, guys. Lagging behind. Before everybody gets too antsy, I will end the stream now. So thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit the follow or subscribe, so that way you can be updated on future content. I'm usually live on Mondays, and yeah, I think for right now it's just Mondays. Tonight's kind of a special thing because I missed yesterday. So what else? You can also follow me on Twitch. My handle on Twitch is JAS Gaming Entertainment. If you look in my my description, you should be able to find the link tree, and that'll take you right to the gaming channel on Twitch. Anything else? I can't think of anything. So thanks again for joining us. I will catch you all on Twitch.